If you wonder about what sort of returns you can achieve by investing your money into several funds on Vanguard, keep on watching this video because this is exactly the information that I'm going to share. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Anastasia and here we talk about investing and especially investing for beginners. This video is made specifically to review my profile on Vanguard. This is another video from the series of videos about Vanguard that I made, so you can watch other videos in the same playlist if you want to know more about Vanguard and why I think Vanguard is one of the main and best platforms for beginner investors. I will also include the links to these videos in the description box below this video. If you find this information interesting or useful, please click the like button below. And if you want to see more of my videos, please subscribe to the channel. I'll be very glad and grateful if you decide to do so. Well, that's enough of blah blah. And that's something I'm very good at. And before I show you my profile of how it looks inside and the returns I managed to achieve, one thing which is very important and something that you must know is that I opened my Vanguard account in November and I'm filming this video in March, meaning that this is returns that I managed to achieve in 5 months. Again, what I'd like to mention is one of the main disadvantages of Vanguard for me is the fact that they don't have an app. I don't know why they don't have an app. I've decided that that's because they are trying to keep their costs as low as possible. That means that I usually check my profile only once a day, sometimes twice a day, but not 100 times a day as I do with Etoro. And Etoro is another platform where I invest my money. If you are interested to see my profile on Etoro, I will also include the link in the description box below this video.
Too much blah blah.
Anyway, so let's start looking. So this is how the Vanguard page looks from the browser on my telephone. It's more convenient to look at it from your computer, but I don't often tend to open my laptop and it just takes time. I opened ISA stocks and shares account with Vanguard, meaning that I have £20,000 to invest every year tax-free. They always remind me about two things. They remind me about the remaining sum that I can invest without paying my tax. So at the moment it's £18,500. Another thing that Vanguard reminds you all the time is about the ongoing charges and commissions that you have to pay when you invest with them, which I find very useful. If we scroll down in the investment section, we see that the largest holding that I have at the moment is the fund called S&P 500, the fund that invests my money into the 500 biggest companies of the US, and I've invested £1,285 into it, which makes up to 84% of my total ISA. If we click view here, we see what other funds I've invested in. So actually I'm trying to diversify as much as I can. I have some ideas for the future that I will share in my next videos, but because this video is just a profile overview, let's look at what I've bought so far. So I bought FTSE 100 UK, the ticker is VUKE, and so far I got a return of 3p on it, which is not that bad considering that I've invested only £29. I bought it just before the news about the Brexit deal came out. It was kind of a bet that there will be a good Brexit deal. That's why I decided to buy this fund, and I was hoping that it will grow. It grew for some time. I never sold it. Then it fell back when UK went into another lockdown. Little by little it's recovering now, which I'm very glad to see, but at the same time I'm not planning on taking any of the money that I invest with Vanguard anytime soon until I retire, and I still have a lot of years before that happens. That's why I'm not so worried about the returns that I have right now, because hopefully in 20 or 30 years when I need this money, I hope that on FTSE 100 I'll make more than 3p. The next fund that I bought is Footsie Japan. This is the fund that invests into the biggest companies in Japan, and here I invested £79, and so far on my investment I made £1.56. If you want to know why I invested into Japan, that's solely because I wanted to diversify my portfolio a little bit, so I invested a lot of money into the US. At the beginning I've been investing only in the US, then I thought okay, United Kingdom was a good idea too, but I've always been looking at Asia as well. I think that I will invest into emerging markets soon, emerging meaning those that are still developing right now. But Japan is a very strong economy and it's Asian. If the economy of UK or America falls, hopefully Japan will stay there. It's quite stable. That's why I risked £80 by investing it into the Japanese fund. The next fund that I'm holding is S&P 500, the main fund that I invest my money to. This is the fund that invests into 500 biggest companies of the US, such as Apple, Facebook, Amazon, Tesla, and 496 others. In my opinion, this is as safe as it can get, and the only way of how all of these companies can go down and the shares of these companies can go down all at the same time is if the economy of the whole US goes down. That of course can happen, but the chances of it happening are quite low, and even if it happens, it's not going to happen over one day. And even if it happens, by the time I retire, I hope the US will recover. And if US doesn't recover, then hopefully the Japan will take over, and I'm investing in Japan too. And the last fund that I hold is called Global Short-Term Corporate Bond Fund, Hedged Accumulation. That's a long name. I invested £101 into bonds. They are corporate bonds, meaning that I'm lending my money not to the government but to businesses. And it's global, meaning that I cover not just one geographical place, one just geographical part of the world, but I cover the whole world. I started buying this fund only recently, and so far I'm losing 4p on it. I also hold some cash in my Vanguard account. At the moment it's only £18, but what I've done is I set a direct debit which is connected to my bank account, and every month a certain sum of pounds is just automatically transferred into my Vanguard account, and then from there every Monday, as long as I don't forget, I invest into a certain fund that I make research on during the week. I already know what funds I'm going to buy next week, and I'm planning to make another review of my profile in about a month or so. If you would like to see what results I'm going to achieve in a month, please subscribe to this channel not to miss this video. At the bottom of the screen of my profile on Vanguard, you can see that the total holdings that I've got is £1,467. But the current value of them is 1,515, and this is the number that we saw at the top of the screen when we just opened my profile, meaning that I made so far £48. As I said, I started investing into Vanguard in November, so since November I made this sum by investing regularly around £200 every month. As I said about Vanguard, they always remind you about the risks that you are taking, which is very good. So here they say that remember the value of investments, and any income from them can go down as well as up, and you may get back less than you invest. They don't care about you having the good mood over the weekend. They will always spoil it by writing something like that. They also say that the past performance is not a reliable indicator of future results. Even though we all know that, it's good that Vanguard is constantly reminding us, because it's so easy to forget. I always thought that I'm very good with money and I'm not gonna get too excited about it, and I will always try to stay level-headed. I think I'm as level-headed as possible, but I still made several mistakes. So I'm happy that Vanguard doesn't care about spoiling my mood over the weekend and reminds me about these kind of things all the time, because I really need someone to tell it to me every single day when it comes to investing. That's it, guys. Thank you very much for watching this video, and thank you very much for watching it to the very end. I hope you enjoy it, and I hope to see you soon. Bye bye.